30th August onwards, new live astrology classes, advanced astrology 7 week course, 14 astrology classes, and everything advanced what you want to learn, you will able to learn here, and the advanced methods of predictions also. Link in the bio. Hurry up to join this course, and now the weekly horoscope which you are waiting for. And the transits are less but very tricky transit because moon is the simplest planet to understand, but the complex planet when it works on the chart. Let's welcome Akashji. Akashji, 8 June to 14 June, only moon transit but very difficult transit.
Which is
Namaskar
very
Ram.
difficult transit, and Moon is creating Kemadruma Dosha. That is another problem here. Let's start with all the Aries ascendant people. Here we go. So Moon is going to get into Scorpio into debilitation, but it will receive two aspects. It is Purnima as well. It will receive aspect of Mars. The Mars will put the fourth aspect on its own sign in the eighth house, and Sun will put an aspect on Moon because this is an Purnima. Now, Rohitji, what happens is that whenever there is no planet uh, around moon, like in a house before and a house after, it's called Kemadruma Dosha, and that is happening here. So it means that moon is currently not under its own influence. It will be under the influence of people who are aspecting moon. Fourth house lord in the eighth house, suddenly there can be some kind of expenses that can come related to your house, home, or some journeys away from home. That is also possible. Eighth house is a house of investments because sun is putting an aspect here, which is the fifth house lord putting an aspect. Again, the fifth house placement of lagna lord is putting an aspect on moon. It is a time that your many people who are going through good mahadashas, that means either Mars mahadasha, Sun mahadasha, or Moon mahadasha, may also expect some kind of gains from their past investments. But it's a risky time to do any new partnership alliances or new partnership business, or invest some big money into speculation. That's what it is risky for. Moon in this house, Rohitji, also fourth house lord, exactly fifth from itself. That means there can be possibility of your children also trying to purchase a house, or ask for inheritance, or ask for some kind of help of money to buy a house. So this is how the first moon transit actually works for you. Then Moon still continues the Kemadruma dosha, but here it receives an aspect of Jupiter and Mercury both. Because Jupiter is aspecting here, and this is Jupiter's own sign, Saturn is also aspecting Moon. So there are two yogas again that is created. That is Gaj Kesari Yoga, that is very potent because it is ninth house Moon. The Moon becomes extremely benefic here. And also Saturn puts a aspect and it creates a little bit of yoga called, Visha Yoga. Now, when Moon is in the ninth house, in such situations where it is aspected by multiple planets like Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, uh, Jupiter's aspect is the most powerful because this is the own sign of Jupiter, the Sagittarius. In such cases, higher learning is what we are expecting for all the Aries ascendant people. Some kind of new learnings in life, some kind of starting new practices. In fact, this is also the house of intuition because Jupiter is aspecting with Saturn from the 12th house. There is a possibility that your intuition power will become very, very amazing. Roji, one more thing happens here is that during this time, if you can, devote yourself or try to be with any kind of guru, or if you have a guru, this is the time of showing utmost respect to your mentors, teachers, everyone who are present. Positively, the fourth house lord is in the ninth house. There can be some good news related to mother, home, family. So that is a great time. But still, it has Kemadruma dosha. It just have aspect of planets, but the Kemadruma dosha is there. So this means that it is important to take career decisions very wisely. Also, to make sure that there is no big investments that you do. Again, that is in this week is not about investments until you reach June 14th, because June 14th moon will enter into Capricorn, Rohichi. Here moon is not getting any aspect, but one positivity is happening, that it is exactly opposite to its its Mool Trikon sign, that is the number 4, Cancer. And here it puts an aspect here on the sign of Cancer. Moon being a benefic in the 10th house will give you some good news or some positivity in the work area. Generally 14th of June and around this is weekend period, so it will be more relaxing period. And moon putting the aspect in the fourth house also tells that there will be a relaxing, chilling time during the weekend. But during the week, it is important not to take big risk of investments, and there can be some kind of family affairs that has to be taken care of, some kind of property inheritance kind of thing that can be worked upon, and education, higher education wise, you will see a lot of things happening. All the best. Have a great time. This is a very other planets. The big planets are in very good position, so it's a very very hopeful week also for lot of great things to happen. All the best. Taurus ascendant Rohitji. When we look at moon here, moon is the third house lord. That means everything that you have to put efforts in every area is related to moon. Right now, moon is getting debilitated, but on the same day, it is also Purnima. So it is a very, very positive, time. Now, when we look at the sign of Scorpio, Moon does not have that ability to give, best results here. And Mars is aspecting Moon this time. So we have to be very careful about aggression from our partner, with our partner, some aggressive decisions, sometimes fights and stuff like that. Because here, this moon has no planet before the house and after the house. It is called Kemadruma Dosha. And in such cases, also things related to legal and any debts, as well as investments, should be avoided during this week. This whole week is not a very great time for investments. It is a good time to receive benefit from investments that has been done in the past, but not a good time to invest somewhere. Here, when moon is in Scorpio, it puts an exalted aspect on the ascendant. You yourself will be very charming and very very awesome, but when it comes to partnerships, there you may have a little bit of struggle. And because sun is aspecting the seventh house, and Mars is also aspecting the seventh house, we can expect some kind of, like little bit of crude behavior. Because see, both the planets that are aspecting moon is helpless right now because it is debilitated, but both the planets who are aspecting are very malefics. So it can be creating a little bit of challenges in your relationship area. The best way to tackle this situation is not to get emotionally carried away. Try to be more practical and understand that this is just a very temporary phase. We don't want to react now. That's how you will be able to take it forward. Finally, the third house lord will go to the eighth house. If there is short distance journeys that we are looking for, if there is any kind of return of money that we are supposed to get from our siblings or from our friends, this is the time that they may return it back to you. On the other hand, if you see here in this sign, Jupiter is aspecting moon, Mercury is aspecting moon, and even Saturn is aspecting moon. So there are three aspects received by moon here. It is still making a Kemadruma dosha, because again, before the house of the moon and after the house of the moon, there is no planet. Moon is now working according to the aspects that it received. Because Jupiter is aspecting, there is a lot of positivity that we can see related to previous or some kind of stuck money coming back to us, but new investment should still be avoided. This is the eighth house is the house of health and accidents also. So we want to be very careful, because Saturn is putting an aspect here. Unless and until we show patience, it will be a challenge for us to navigate this time, and there can be sudden accidents or stuff like that also. So we have to be very careful. Finally, moon ends the Kemadruma dosha, and here comes to the ninth house of destiny, exactly opposite to the third house. This weekend you may be planning, or there can be, you know planning of going to some kind of pilgrimage, going to some kind of holidays, leisure, also enrolling into some kind of a new course, some kind of new studies. This is what your ideas will be. And we have also started the astrology for advanced astrology classes, so you can enroll there also. All the best. So there is one more thing here, Rohiji. So when moon is in the ninth house, it is the house related to intuition as well. It is related to knowledge as well. So this time, because third house skills, there can be a lot of skill development by learning new subjects, learning new books, getting new knowledge. Those who are trying to advance themselves in the AI stuff and whatnot, please go for it. You will see a very amazing time. And those who want to do any kind of courses, any kind of certification, this is the exactly perfectly right time for all the Taurus ascendant people. All the best. Have a great week. Just refrain from big investments. Gemini ascendant Rohit. Now, for Gemini ascendant people, Moon is entering into Scorpio, Rohichi. So, when Moon is entering into Scorpio, it is becoming debilitated. Here, Moon is the second house lord. That means the lord of wealth is getting debilitated in the sixth house. Those who have applied for any kind of loans, any kind of they are struggling with debts, there may be a little bit more challenges this week that you may face. Some kind of bank notice or some kind of legal trouble can be coming. Here, on the other hand, the same day, Moon is also into Purnima. Purnima moon is very, very bright, but it is debilitated. That means it looks bright, but it is powerless to give any results right now. In this specific period, we should be very careful and not do any kind of fighting or play with the government or any kind of challenges, with your health also, like drinking, lot of drinking and driving, something to do with fighting on emotional level in your workplace, because moon is also in Kemadruma dosha. Because I know in Purnima this dosha becomes very less, but still it's after Purnima also it's going to continue, Rohitji, because after Purnima it will go into the seventh house. There also it makes a Kemadruma dosha. Here, because it is uh, you have to be very careful about the health of the children, your own health. There can be possibility, because here Mars is aspecting moon. So there's one very good research by Varha Mirji Rohiji, one of very great astrologers. He said that whenever Mars and moon will come into action, or they will aspect each other, this is the time that Masik Dharma, that means the menstrual cycle of the woman, begins. Whenever Mars and moon will either square, either trine, either aspect. So this is the time that it is putting fourth aspect. So there can be possibility of many people starting their, Masik Dharma. But also possibility to do some blood donation during this time is going to be very positive. If there is anything that has to do with even doing, if there is health wise very bad situation or some health problems are coming, we can go and do some blood test also during this time, because there is some kind of thing when Mars aspects its own sign where moon is present. There can be some kind of mm, medical thing that is happening to you. So that is what should be seen here. Later, moon will enter into Sagittarius. Now moon here receives many aspects. First of all, it receives the aspect of Jupiter and Jupiter and Mercury. Both are Kendra lords, and aspecting here gives a lot of power to moon. So that means moon is going to solve a lot of relationship problems if they are going in your life. There is also possibility of getting some kind of designation if you have shown patience, if you have shown very great dedication as well as ethical behavior. Now Saturn is also aspecting moon here. There can be possibility of getting some kind of higher growth, maybe growth in your workplace, maybe growth in your, or maybe a next step in your relationships like proposal or marriage or stuff like that. So very, very positive time. But still moon is making Kemadruma dosha, not a very good time to take debt. Like take debt, lend money. Also not a very good time to get out of marriage. Out of marriage means extramarital affairs. Not a very great time. Actually, it's not great at all, but it can create some problems in your life. Finally, moon will enter into Capricorn. Once it enters here, it removes the Kemadruma dosha, because now Rahu is in the progression of moon. When we see moon here, second house lord in the eighth house, suddenly some kind of wealth that has been sitting around for a very long time and you are expecting some kind of returns, maybe insurance returns, maybe returns from tax, maybe returns from any kind of friends or family members. You have lent some money. Now that is the time, this is the time that it may manifest and you may see some kind of positive results here. One more thing, when moon is in the eighth house, second house is a maraka sthan. Here Mercury has given moon the maraka place, and here sitting in the eighth house can create also some kind of up and down, health problems, especially dental problems, especially problems related to mouth ulcers, and also problems in the stomach like indigestion. So these are the things that we have to be careful about. Every week is not that great. This time it is okay, but we have to be careful, more careful this week rather than, so opportunities are still there, but we have to be very careful because of moon's placement. All the best. We are doing 30th of August onwards, new astrology classes, advanced astrology. 7 weeks, 14 astrology classes with, with a lot of details, like advanced topic like ashtak varga, like planetary origins, like nakshatra, the padas of nakshatra, so many great things. So all the best those who have joined already. Thank you so much. And I know very few spots are there, but all the best for everyone. Cancer ascendant Roichi. Moon is entering into Scorpio. In Lagna Lord, getting into the fifth house, debilitated, but still in a Purnima, is a very good placement of the Lagna Lord. But because Moon is debilitated in the house of children, in the house of finance, in finance means speculative gains, share, stock market, in the house of love. Emotionally, we don't want to take any decision that can create rift or challenges in love area. There can be possibility that with your children also you have little bit of disagreement during this time. Since Mars and Sun both are aspecting Moon, it is a very aggressive aspect, because both are very cruel planets, and their aspect means, and this is Mars's own house, Scorpio. Some good secrets related to children may come out, so that is one good thing. But otherwise, important time not to invest too much into speculation, because there can be reds, there can be challenges that you can see in speculative gains. Education wise also, you may not be in the right mindset to do some education, so you can take a break for 2 3 days. If you're going through some kind of exams, then this is positive, because then Moon enters into Sagittarius, into the sixth house, aspected by Jupiter, aspected by Mercury, aspected by Saturn. This is the time that if any judicial exams, any government exams, any exams or competitions that you're going into, any interviews that you're going into, you may actually really crack that. Lagna Lord in the sixth house, in this time, it is creating Kemadruma Dosha from the beginning, from 9th of June only, it is creating Kemadruma. Actually, from before that only, it is created Kemadruma Dosha. This means that Moon does not have its own power. Now it will take power from the planets, who are aspecting, who are near it, or whatever it is. So Moon becomes very helpless. See, according to our scientists, they have given Moon as the natural satellite of Earth. That means, what is a satellite? Satellite is what receives energy from other things. Like our satellite receive energy from Earth or from solar energy, right? That's how they are working in the solar system. Same way, Moon also receives energy from other planets. And here, because Moon has no planet before and after, it becomes little bit of emotional turmoil. That was happens. In this sign, it is the house of enemies also. We don't want to fight in the workplace, do any politics, or get overwhelmed with some kind of other people's actions. This is the time to be very patient, but a great time for competitions and legal trouble. If you're going through legal trouble, if you're expecting some kind of gains there, you will see a positive shift here. Finally, Moon ends the Kemadruma dosha and comes to the seventh house. Lagna Lord exactly opposite from itself. Now, here in this situation right now, Moon receives no aspect, which is also very good. So, Moon is independent, Moon has the power, but it is in the seventh house. Relatively, very good time for relationships improvement in relationships. Those who are going through a tough time in relationships, you will see that now things are moving very better. There is also possibility that this is the 10th. From the 10th, there can be also possibility of getting better relationship in your workplace also, with your business partners also. Because this is the house related to sukh of, sukh that we get, like happiness that we get from real estate. This is also a very great time that you may receive some kind of happiness or good news from your real estate side. Or sometimes, you also go into more beautification of the house. That also what happens here. All the best. Otherwise, very very great week. Just cautious, because Moon in the sixth house can create a little bit of challenges health wise also, especially water related problems, water retention, or sometimes, problems related to stomach. So we want to be careful. Try to avoid milk products during this week. That's what I suggest. Leo ascendant Rohitji. Now, Moon is entering into Scorpio. Moon is the 12th house lord. Moon becoming debilitated is good news, because 12th house lord becomes debilitated in the fourth house means there is less expenses related to your home and related to your house. But this is also a time of Purnima will be happening. Purnima means full moon. And during this time, there is a lot of auspiciousness also happening around the world. So, you will get energy, but there is one problem. If you're doing any kind of real estate transaction, any kind of vehicle transactions, or driving vehicle during this time, be patient, because there can be some accidents happening, because Mars is aspecting with the fourth aspect to Moon, and Sun is aspecting. Two cruel planets are aspecting Moon. Even in Purnima, Rohitji, according to my police and mental health clients, the police people say that there is no holiday for us during the full moon. There is no, and and for the mental health experts, they say that during full moon people go crazy, because crazy people are called lunatic also, because when moon is in the full scenario, your brain is working with some different kind of emotions only. And this is exactly that time that there can be some kind of emotional battle, and which, because of that, your concentration will not be happening very nicely. And this is a debilitated moon, aspected by Mars, aspected by Sun, so we have to be extremely careful, because fourth house is the house of vehicles, house. In the house, if you're doing some construction, be careful. If you're doing something yourself only, okay, taking a drill and doing some, be careful, you can hurt yourself as well. So careful. On the other hand, it's a good time for career advancement. Career wise, you will see very great news. Moon is making a Kemadruma Dosha, because there is no one before and after moon. This creates moon to be dependent about the aspects that it receives. So here moon can be little bit of notorious because of the aspects it is receiving. So very careful. Moon goes to the fifth house. Now, this is positive news. 12th house Lord goes to the fifth house. There is possibility of traveling. People can travel either for romantic life partner. You meet your girlfriend, boyfriend. There is possibility of travel related to, your children may be traveling somewhere. They may be traveling somewhere, and there can be little bit of happiness you get from children's side. One more thing, Rohitji, happens here is that education wise, if you're into any kind of educational pattern right now, you will see positivity there also, because Mercury, Jupiter, as well as Saturn is aspecting this. So this means moon will be very disciplined, very wisdom oriented, and very, very extremely intelligent during this time. But still it receives it has Kemadruma Dosha. There is no one before and after moon. And this creates a little bit of challenge when it comes to making decisions related to love, related to taking some kind of debt, related to home and environment. So better not to take any decisions. Just take your time. Just take this week to not take big decisions. Those who are into any kind of speculation, you can go ahead. There is no problem. There will be profit, but we have to be careful about any kind of spec. If we have to be disciplined and also ethical in any of our approach, because Saturn is aspecting moon, so we have to be careful. Health of children has to be taken into much consideration. Finally, moon will enter into the sixth house. Now, when moon enters into the sixth house here, it makes a yoga called Vipreet Raj Yoga and ends the Kemadruma Dosha also. Those people who have been trying to travel abroad or travel is going to be a common, very good factor during this week. There is also possibility that here, because moon is aspecting the 12th house, its own sign, you may receive some good news from a foreign country. This is the sixth house. If you're asking for some debt, or trying to sell some equity in your business, try to get into some legal matters where you want to solve something, this is an absolute great time to solve this. If you've been going through health problems, especially stomach related, water retention in the body, you will see a lot of positivity there as well. So it's overall generally a very, very nice time for Leo ascendant, but only careful in any emotional battle during this week. Emotional battle will be much higher, and in the beginning of the week we want to be driving very carefully, because we cannot get into accidents. Okay, all the best. Virgo ascendant. So moon is entering into Scorpio, but it is debilitated. Moon is the 11th house lord, the lord of social circle, going to the third house of you know your immediate circle. What happens here is that in such cases there is sometimes problem or rift with siblings, because it is making a Kemadruma Dosha also. And moon, like in an Upchaya house, it's not that comfortable in third house, because it's not an action oriented planet. It is a very emotion oriented planet, and this is the house of communication. Here we have to be very careful during this week around our communication area, because sometimes moon receiving aspect of two malefics can create moon and into Kemadruma Dosha, because there is no one before and after moon during this week. This means that it is receiving aspect of Mars and aspect of Sun, two cruel planets, can also make you behave like a lunatic, behave you like a crazy person. You may emotionally be very out of the place, fighting with your siblings, fighting with your neighbors, fighting with your friends. This is the common pattern seen when moon is in the third house here, because this is the house of aggression also. Moon is powerful in debilitation. You know why? Because it is in full moon, it is in Purnima. So in Purnima, moon becomes powerful, but in debilitation, becoming powerful is not that great. It is just like a terrorist has terrorist is in a hiding, but he has lot of ammunition. That's what how it works. And here, third house lord, moon from the third house is aspecting the ninth house, so it's a very good time to go to pilgrimage, go to some kind of temple, go to some kind of do some kind of fastings. June 9th till to June 9th is absolutely fasting should be done during this day. Third house is also the house of long distance, oh sorry, travel, short trips. There can be short trips that may be planned. It may not go according to the plan, but still, because it is giving an aspect on the ninth house, it will your destiny will work for you because it is exalted aspect. So all the best here. See, also one more thing. When moon is in the third house, we have to be careful about our ears. There can be ear ringing sometimes, and there can be also problems like headaches, constant headaches that you can get. One more problem happens here is that this is the neck. This is the neck area, because moon is a very, what you say, gentle kind of planet. So be very gentle with any kind of movements for the neck and stuff like that, because you may hurt yourself as well. Now moon, again Kemadruma Dosha continues, but moon is receiving now very powerful aspect of both the Kendra lords. In the Kendra, moon is very powerful here. 11th house lord in the 4th house, that means you really get gains from your home, from your house, from your home environment, from your mother, from your homeland. If there is any property or vehicle related stuff that you're going into, you will see gains there also. This is the house of Sukha, and when moon comes here, it actually generates lot of happiness. There may be still little bit of challenges related to siblings and related to children, some kind of challenges, but otherwise moon is very positive here. Finally, moon will enter into the sign of Capricorn. Now here what happens is that the 11th house lord is exactly 7th from itself. There is a lot of partnership opportunities that comes from your social circle. There is possibility that you partner with your children or you get gains from your children. There is possibility that your romantic life that you're trying to continue, now you commit there and you say, okay, commitment done, we can now get married and stuff like that. So that is also a great time, because this is the fifth house of education also. So education wise also, we will see that your mind is now into pure action and education. Those kids who are doing education or want to give some exams, because moon is going to be meeting Rahu here, you should be preparing very hard, because it's not a very like 16 to 18th, moon and Rahu will be together. So we have to be careful during this time. It is very good when it comes to competitions, but it may use some kind of tricks also. So we have to be careful. For that, we'll talk next week. But otherwise, moon in the fifth house, also good for speculative gains. There is going to be some gains of wealth suddenly in your life. So all the best about it. Thank you. 30th of August onwards, we are doing new astrology classes, advanced astrology. What we are doing is 7 weeks of astrology classes with 14 astrology classes. Planetary lineage and origins is the main pattern, like how the stories really revolve around the planets, and advanced methods of predictions is going to be taught here. So all the best. Libra ascendant. When we talk about Libra ascendant, moon is entering into Scorpio. Now 10th house lord in the second house in debilitation means we have to be very careful with our mouth. What is the second house? Our mouth, our speaking, our what do you say, our status. It is the status. Status means your net worth, basically. Status, or how people look at you in the, according to people, what is your net worth? Are you an intelligent person or are you a rich person? That is what people see from the second house. Then we have to also be careful about our family dynamics. This is also the house related to wealth. So moon is in Kemadruma Dosha. That means before and after moon, there is no planet that is giving any support to moon. And in such cases, moon becomes very vulnerable and also gets depend on the planets that are aspecting moon. Now, here Mars is aspecting moon as well as Sun is aspecting moon. So two aspects on the moon, on the second house. They are both cruel planets. That means they are both malefics. Parashara says Sun is also malefic. So we have to agree to it. And it is malefic because it is so bright. Sometimes overpower is also malefic. And in such cases, Rohitji, we can speak something rubbish, we can speak bad, we can speak something wrong with other people. This can be creating a lot of problem in our wealth. Some commitment, false commitments that we have heard from other people or we have given may also create a little bit of imbalance in your wealth management. Sometimes, because this is Purnima also, and Moon is receiving aspect of Mars, this is Mahalakshmi Yoga also. Suddenly, some kind of windfall also comes. Like, suddenly you know such kind of position I came across in one of the clients chart, Rohitji. He got laid off from the job, and suddenly, next moment, next 2 days, he got another job. So he got severance pay also, he got new job also. So some kind of happiness through sorrow, we can say that. One day, 2 day, you're very stressed, and suddenly you get happiness. So this is also what happens. So beautiful. when it comes to Moon, here Moon is putting an exalted aspect on the eighth house. So inheritance wise, or family income wise, or family wise, if there is any kind of pending items, pending things going on, you will see progress there. Moon goes to the Sagittarius sign, but again still continues the Kemadruma dosha, because there is no one before and after Moon. It receives aspect of Jupiter, which is very positive, and aspect of Mercury, which is very important, because this is the house of communication. Here you will be in a complete nice way where you can communicate very positively. There is also possibility that short distance travel, either for work purposes, like for short trips for work, suddenly may come, and you may have to go, and you may have to do that, because 10th house lord is in the third house. There is also a lot of presentations or expectations from your management or work, or in your business. There will be lot of expectations that will be set by other people. You have to you know take them, and the best way, because it is receiving aspect of Saturn, the 10th aspect, is do with more patience and more ethical approach. So all the best. Finally, Moon will enter into Capricorn, into the 10th house. Here, Moon is the Kendra Lord in the Kendra. Aspecting the 10th house is going to be growth into work and business. By the end of the week, you will see that out of all the struggles and hard work that you have done, all the speaking, all the fighting, all the communication, all the travel, you must have achieved something very great. And we only believe in achievement. Achievement is important for Libra ascendant people, who's one of the most positive ones in the world. Here, achievement is going to come, especially either if you are trying to close any deal on real estate, either you're trying to close any deal on, or any new work opportunities, or any new work job offers. You will see that finally an offer letter comes into your your email, or your offer accepted, or for your vehicle sale and purchase, for your home sale and purchase, is also seen during this time. So all the very best. Amazing time for all the Libra ascendant people. Take care. Scorpio, Roichi. When we talk about Scorpio, Moon is entering into Scorpio. That means in the Lagna, the Lord of the ninth house, that is the destiny Lord, becomes debilitated. But this debilitation does not mean Moon becomes very weak. It becomes very strong. You know why? Because this is a Purnima as well. And putting an aspect on the seventh house, that is an exalted aspect, can you yourself may feel a little bit of restless. But when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to associations, when it comes to contract signing, if there is any contract, any partnership contract that you're supposed to sign, you will see absolute positivity. One of our Scorpio ascendant people, I told last week, Rohiji, that they will win some lottery. They won $1,000 lottery as well. So that is one good news. And she commented on the last video we put. Uh, so you should, everyone should congratulate her. And the 10% did not come, but I'm okay. It's $1,000 now. Above $10,000 is when 10% should be given, not before that. So enjoy your money. What happens here is that, Rohiji, this is the time that Moon is receiving an aspect of Mars, that is the Lagna Lord, as well as Sun. They are both cruel planets. Here you can be little bit of aggressive during this beginning of the week. Some aggressive, or make some aggressive decisions, or sometimes fighting is that kind of spirit. But use that energy, very good energy, but use that energy for positive reasons. Fight for positive causes. Fight for righteous things. This is going to help you. Moon still creates Kemadruma Dosha, because here there is no one before and after Moon. So Moon is in Dosha. That means it relies on the planets, that aspect. But this is a very good reliance. Right now, second house Lord, that is Jupiter, is putting an aspect on Moon with Mercury, with Saturn. Three planets are putting aspect on Moon. So here Moon will take collective you know power of all the three planets, but mostly it will take the power of Jupiter, because Jupiter is the planet of growth, and Moon sitting to the second house will show that some kind of growth in your bank balance happens during this time. Scorpio ascendant people, I have seen, generally are very lucky when it comes to money. They will always make good money in life. Best way to activate this is to meet some guru, meet some saint, meet some sadhu, meet some kind of some kind of what do you say, some kind of religious person, or maybe a padri, or maybe a imam, or sometime anyone, meet them, take their blessings. This enhances more power to Jupiter, and your moon becomes very great here. So very good time. Second house is a house of speech also, because moon is here. Your Because Jupiter and see, all two benefics are aspecting moon. Moon is the third benefic here. This means that you will be very, very speaking very what do you say, honey during this time. So beautiful time. Family dynamics also become very better, and there is lot of possibility during this time for even getting some money through education. Like if you are in teaching field or sales, marketing, any kind of field related to those who are doing this training and those who are trainers, you will see a big rise in your income. Moon comes to the third house. Third house is an Upchaya house, not a very, very great for great placement for moon. But here travel happens, because ninth house lord has gone exactly seventh from itself, and travel happens. Moon is aspecting the ninth house. This also means that here there can be lot of power that moon receives from your the destiny lord going to the third house, from your communication, from your short distance travels. You may be planning short distance travel, or there can be some kind of presentation, or some kind of you know some kind of training that either you receive or either you give during this time. So all the best, and be prepared for such kind of events in life. Have a great time, and I will see you next week. And please keep updating how you feel, what's happening, what's not happening. So all the best. For Sagittarius ascendant, moon was Rohitji, before this moon was into 11th house, but creating Kemadruma Dosha. Many people must have achieved something from their workplace, but also a little bit of stress when it comes to quarrel between friends. But now finally the 8th house lord has come to the 12th house, making a Viprit Rajyog as well as debilitated position. Moon in the 12th house debilitated is not a good sign. In fact, not a good sign, because here it is receiving an aspect of Sun also, which is making a Purnima happening on the same day, and also receiving aspect of Mars. In the 12th house can create a little bit of challenge with sleep patterns. In fact, you must be feeling the sleep patterns, or getting some kind of weird dreams, or emotionally becoming very vulnerable, isolation. These are the things that happen. But during this time, fasting from on 9th of June, especially on this Purnima, is very auspicious. So please try and do this. Moon in the 12th house can take you towards isolated places, like foreign countries, foreign settlement. Education wise, you may go to foreign country, or sometimes your visa, etc. If you are working on that, that can get approved. But it can give you a little bit of fear, internal fear. That's fear to take action is what happens here, because 8th house is also about fear. Going to the 12th house, you will eventually overcome it, but this is a time of little bit of emotional support that you are supposed to receive from your family or from your partner. And that continues because moon comes into the kendra here, Rohichi. Now 8th house lord in the ascendant, aspected by Jupiter, aspected by Mercury, aspected by Saturn, can also create a little bit of we can say that from older people, from your sisters, from your gurus, from your mentors, you will get a lot of support during this time. And this is the time that you really need support. Many times when 8th house lord comes to the first house, something sudden happens. Sudden means suddenly you come across reality of life, or suddenly you come across reality of other people's other dynamics, that okay, these people are trying to cheat me, these people are trying to take advantage of me, these people are trying to do this and that. This is what happens here when moon comes in, the 8th house lord anytime comes into the ascendant. So be aware of such situations and take proper action if required. But honestly, your personality will be absolutely charming during this time. Still, see, moon is just out of a Purnima. It has just taken some degrees. Still, it is very powerful, and in Kendra, it becomes benefic, very powerful. So all the best for this time. Very good time also to do some research. Some research, deep research has to be done related to education, related to some kind of higher education, related to occult. It's a very, very great time, and you may also take a lot of support of occult during this week to take right decisions. So all the best. Finally, moon will enter into Capricorn exactly 8th house lord in the second house. That means your investments are going to get mature. Some kind of money that you have been waiting for insurance, for some kind of tax rebate, you may see some good news here. There is also possibility that second house, suddenly some kind of new opportunities of partnerships may come, or shared resources may be revealed, that okay, this is what is yours. So in a simple way, with the struggles that happened in the beginning of the week, here your income is going to improve. There is going to be possibility that family wise you get a lot of support during this time, and family wise you will see support especially from the family that you have created, the family that is not left behind, the family that if you have a spouse, your kids, your wife, all these areas is where you will get, or your husband, you will get really very great possible great things from their side. So all the best. One more thing, because see, ninth house has Ketu now, so it's time for higher learning, and that's why 30th of August onwards we are doing astrology, new astrology advanced classes, where 7 weeks of astrology classes, 14 astrology classes, and this also tells about planetary lineage and origin and advanced methods of predictions. So all the best for doing this. And many people have joined. Welcome. It's going to be so amazing. I'm keeping it very small batch during this time because I want to focus more on real deep depth of astrology. So all the best who are coming. And very limited. I think I don't even have to Rohiji put this next time. It's all done. Like almost we are all done. Capricorn ascendant. Moon is entering into Scorpio here. When Moon enters into Scorpio, it becomes debilitated. Moon is the seventh house lord and a Maraka also. Maraka means it is not that great for health. Here, the seventh house lord goes to the 11th house, which is the house of small illnesses. Some kind of small illnesses related to your legs or feet, or sometimes your it is also 11th house is ears. Ears also can happen. Ringing in ears, some kind of ear infections. These kind of things can be happening. For that we have to be careful. Moon on the other hand entering into Scorpio is another important thing for people who are expecting some kind of great gains, or their goals are just about to complete. You may have to work more hard, or maybe sometime get disappointment here, that okay, you know what, I have to try one more time. So such kind of things can happen because Moon is putting an exalted aspect on the fifth house. It is a time that speculatively some kind of money, if you're expecting, you may get, but otherwise big chunk of money that you were expecting is not going to happen. Sorry for this. Sometimes in this situation, when Moon is receiving aspect of Mars and aspect of Sun, both together, both cruel planets, you have a fight in your social circle, or with your friends, or with your with your colleagues. So we want to be careful not to get emotionally carried away. Be very practical and try to show patience. If you're in a fight like situation, remember my words, what I told, that just be patient and just don't initiate anything. Moon has the power to control your mind. So control your mind. You are yourself, you can control. So all the best. You can also see that little bit of challenges for your elder siblings can be happening. Finally, the seventh house lord goes to the 12th house. This is a time that there can be some good news related to relationships that come from a very very foreign place, very very distant place. If there is some kind of new romantic adventure that you want to get into, yes, there is a possibility. If there is any possibility related to foreign travel or foreign settlement, or you're waiting for some visa, etc., it is receiving aspect of Jupiter, Mercury and Saturn. So Moon is very powerful. It is still in Kemadruma Dosha because there is no one before and after Moon. So Moon relies on the aspects that it receives, but it is receiving aspect of the Lord of the 12th house, which is in the 6th house, making a Viparit Rajyog, putting an aspect on Moon, becomes very positive. There is expansion in foreign countries. There is expansion in relationships. There is possibility hidden relationships can emerge. That means you are friends for a very long time, but actually you have started liking each other, you've started loving each other. Such kind of things happen here. So it's a beautiful time for all the Capricorn ascendant people, even with Moon in the 12th house. Very positive. Only one thing we have to be careful: if your spouse is going through a little bit of health challenges, there may be possibility that they may have to visit a clinic or a hospital, or you may have to visit clinic or a hospital because of some of a family member or spouse. Okay, so this is where we have to be careful. Finally, the Kendra Lord, seventh house Lord, comes to the ascendant only, Lagna, aspecting the seventh house. Now, Rohiji, when we look at this kind of an aspect, it is a time when Moon creates, it is out of Kemadruma Dosha. It has no aspect. Now, Moon is completely, fully, powerfully here, want to take action on your partnership, relationships, contract signings, any kind of thing that has to do with your relationship pattern in the world. Moon will take in charge, and here you will be emotionally a little bit vulnerable. So make sure that you use and choose your partners very, very carefully. The reason is that because Moon is going to be in 16th of June, will be making a combination with Rahu. Now, this means that illusion can be building from here only. People can take advantage of your naive behavior or take advantage of your kindness and create challenges around it. So, we have to be, we have to be very ready for the future, right? So, this is what it is. In this present, we have to make sure that no one should manipulate us when it comes to relationship. Of you're in a partnership, people say, okay, no, this partner is not good. Let's throw him out. We don't want to come into such kind of stuff unless and until we have done our own due diligence. This is what is required. But very good time for wealth wise, it's a very positive time, so all the best. Great week, some challenges but many opportunities as well. So take look at the opportunities, forget the challenges, work on challenges, and grab the opportunities. All the best. Aquarius ascendant. So moon is entering into Scorpio here, into the 10th house, Rohitji. Now 10th house is the house that is related to your career, and it is getting debilitated here. It is the 6th house lord. That means workplace lord in the 10th house. You may not get that kind of support from your workplace, Rohitji. Rohitji, in the morning, sorry, this is important in Canada. If you don't have this Tim Hortons, you cannot work. ऐसे बोलते हैं, but I got it today. Suddenly, my wife said, "I will get it for you." Said, "Okay, very good." So I said, "Let me drink it and show." I'll tell her. In Aquarius, I showed, and I told that you got it for me. Anyways, so Moon here is the 6th house lord in the 10th house. You may not receive that kind of support from your workplace or your colleagues. Sometimes, if you're expecting any kind of raise or any kind of possibility of some bonuses or some kind of loan, if you have applied from your workplace, they may deny as well. So there is some challenges here. If you have given any kind of interviews, sorry to say, but you may receive some kind of bad news as well. But the good news is that here it's a Purnima. Moon will be taking strength. Right now Moon is in Kemadruma Dosha, so it can create a lot of challenges because it is receiving aspect of Sun. Miracles can happen. It is receiving aspect of Mars, Mahalakshmi Yoga. Some kind of miracles can happen through partnering with other people, through taking support of your family members, to going through your roots. Also worshipping your pitras, that means your ancestors, during this time is a very, very positive scene. Moon in the 10th house can also create a little bit of power struggles or emotional battles in the workplace. We don't want to get into any kind of power struggle or emotional battle. We want to be calm, relaxed, because our moon is debilitated, so we have to be relaxed. We will take action after moon enters into Capricorn. Before that also we will just be very calm down. Finally, moon will enter into Sagittarius, receiving aspect of Jupiter, Mercury, receiving aspect of Saturn also. If you show a lot of discipline, if you may, I'll tell you what happens here. When it receives 10th aspect of Saturn, this means that something great related to workplace or some occupational goals are going to get complete, which will pacify the problem that happened between 9th and 10th. So it will pacify here on 11th, because this is the house of social circle. Saturn is aspecting here. If you keep discipline in your social circle, you will see very much positivity, because Saturn is putting 10th aspect here. You may receive some guidance from a very old person in your social, from your social circle, and his guidance, her guidance will be absolutely amazing for you, because that is how planet in interdependence act with each other. The emotional counseling, if you get from any older people, think that God is giving it to you. That's how it is supposed to be. Jupiter and Mercury, on the other hand, aspect moon, and moon aspects back. There is positivity, possibility of getting some kind of gains through your investments, gains through your speculation. If you're in trading, stock market, share market, cryptocurrency, ETFs, and I don't know what all nowadays, gold, etc., trading, you will see an upward stream here, and it will be very positive for you. So good job. Finally, moon will enter into Capricorn. Now, here when it enters into Capricorn, it makes a Viprit Raj Yoga. Viprit Raj Yoga means when 6th house, 8th house, and 12th house Lord exchange their houses. Here, the 6th house Lord has gone to the 12th house. Any problem related to health which has been going for a very long time will finally get diagnosis as well. You will be able to diagnose that what health problem was there and how health is now acting up. There is also possibility, if you are trying from your workplace to go to a foreign country, you may hear some positivity or some good news. There is also possibility, Rohitji, here, because 12th house is the house of sleep. Sometimes health wise, sleep pattern gets disturbed. You get a lot of unexpected dreams, a lot of intuition. So I would suggest uh, Listen to your gut feeling during this time, because that is going to be something which will be very powerful for all the Aquarius ascendant people. There is one more important thing, Rohiji, that we should not forget. Sixth house Lord in the 12th house may also make you visit a hospital or a clinic for some of your family members. Also, health of your mama, it means your mother's brother, can become a little bit of challenge, and you may have to visit them also. Shayad. That can be a possibility, or you may hear some bad news related to their health. This is a possibility. But overall, from your workplace, the enemies that were trying to create a lot of problem for you emotionally, you were very vulnerable. Now you get more strength because Moon has ended the Kemadruma Dosha. Here you get more strength and more power. So all the best. I would suggest that good week, but career wise, try to be little bit of careful. Okay, all the best. Moving to Pisces ascendant. Here, Moon is entering into the ninth house for you, that is Scorpio, where it becomes debilitated. But Moon is the fifth house lord. Now, this is another good news because fifth house lord getting fifth from itself in a Purnima, receiving aspect of Sun, receiving aspect of Mars in its own sign. That's Bhagya lord aspecting the Bhagya. It's more better than bad. It is Bhagya time. It is the time that your destiny actually works for you. You don't have to put even effort, and suddenly things will come to you without putting effort. That is how this time is. Because it is receiving aspect of two cruel planets, we have to be careful in the area related to philosophy or religion. We don't want to get violent or we don't want to get aggressive. Let other people have their own thoughts. You have your own thought. In many cases, Rohitji, because it is Purnima, fasting is very good, and Pitra Puja, doing some kind of uh, you know uh, obeisances to your ancestors will also help you. Higher education is a key factor here, and higher education should be taken very seriously. Some kind of course, some kind of learning should be done. Those I have seen a lot of charts, Rohitji, those who are doing constant learning, those who are doing constant upgrade of their skills are really successful. And according to my estimate, in the next 4 years, by 2030 actually, almost 50% and more IT people will be out of jobs, Rohiji, because the thing is that AI is taking over everything. Many people are getting replaced by AI, and man creates its own disaster. Man creates AI so that he can be replaced himself. I talked to a person, Rohiji, you can't even imagine. He said, I implemented the AI in my company, everything AI. I put all the automation and they fired me. Well, he was like, I was having 10 people team. There are only two interns now, like junior working. Everyone else has been thrown out because everything is AI is doing everything. So just remember that you have to keep up, skills upgrade. I would suggest the best work that everyone can now do is farming, because population is going to increase, Rohiji. Food is going to be required. So best occupation at the moment is farming. If you have any interest, let's connect. I am also doing farming nowadays. I will start doing farming. Looking for a nice land around California, Fresno area where there is lot of farms. So, kuch karte hain. Sorry. Here, Moon is in the ninth house. It is in the house of your destiny. This is also the house of your teachers and gurus. So please make sure that you respect them, because sometimes Moon debilitated state is vulnerable and create some kind of comments on teachers, or sometimes disrespect teachers. We don't want all that. It is time for journeys and pilgrimages, man. Like spiritual journeys can be happening. 10th house is when Moon enters into Sagittarius. Now this is the time that Moon is getting receiving aspect of both the Kendra lords as well as Saturn, the 12th and the 11th house lord. This is very extremely a positive yoga, because all the planets in the Kendra are aspecting Moon. Saturn is aspecting with the 10th aspect, Jupiter and Mercury are aspecting with the 7th aspect. This means Moon, even in Kemadruma Dosha, here Moon gets super powerful and makes an active Gaj Kesri yoga, because it is receiving aspect of Saturn, and Saturn is at not that high degree right now. Even Jupiter is not, but still Saturn's aspect can create a little bit of disciplinary action in the work area, or some kind of warnings or some kind of this. But otherwise, Jupiter gives you the courage and the ability to overcome that and prove yourself exceptional during this time in your workplace. Those who are in business, those who are trying to expand their business expansion can see new hopes, new doors open, because Mercury, wisdom, knowledge, as well as discipline are all aspecting Moon. Moon takes the qualities of all the three planets and will give you extremely good results. Creativity wise, you'll be very good. If your children are supposed to be looking for a job in this time, your children may also land up into some kind of work or job. So beautiful time for all the Pisces and people. Finally, moon enters into Capricorn. Here it ends the Kemadruma dosha, but here it is in Capricorn. That means fifth house lord in the 11th house. You are going to gain from your children, from your romantic love partner. You can set new goals together, that okay, this is what our goal is. Let's get married this time, let's get engaged this time, let's commit this time, let's worry about children, let's start planning about children. These are the things that you need to plan during this time. Set goals for this. This is also possibility that speculative gains, those who are in share stock market, you will see a uprise in speculative gains as well. There is one more great possibility. Health wise, if you have been going through some kind of challenges, stomach related issues, you will see that has suddenly vanished for you. So it's a beautiful time for Pisces ascendant people also this week. Amazing. 30th of August onwards, we are doing new astrology classes, advanced astrology. 7 week of astrology classes with 14 astrology classes and planetary lineage or origin and everything you will learn. And advanced methods of predictions also will learn through Ashtak Varga, through different kind of lagnas, through different kind of divisional charts. Learn very detailed about nakshatras and everything. So all the best. Those who have already joined, thank you so much. Like amazing response. I think Samantha said, sir, don't even promote from next class. I said, okay, today I will do it and then not. So all the best. Thank you, Rohitji. Thank you so much for your patience as well as your service. All the best.
Thank you very much, Akashji. And only the three transits of Moon are the simplest planet, but the most complex planet. If you see, the Moon has the maximum departments with Sadasati, Dhaya, and Mahadasha, everything decided by Moon. So, very important transit. Look into this and decide accordingly your week. Thank you very much to all the family members for appointment and for classes. Number is on the screen and link in description box. Thank you, Akashji.
Thank you,
Thank you
Rohit.
very much, and we'll meet you in some next video. Till then, Jai Shri
Jai
Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Jai Ma Lakshmi, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev.